Okay, hello everyone. So today we are in the group one where we present our presentations about lesson plan that we already designed and we named it as PULES, Future Used to Learn English. So before we get started to our presentations, let me introduce myself first. My name is Yoti. There's also Agnia, Kristen, Ferry, Wawan, and Olga. So the first slide will be presented by Agnia. Agnia, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Agnia Firdaus. Okay, everyone, English as an international language is something that needs to be learned, especially for EFL students, both for educational purposes and also to face the challenges of 21st century learning that require forces skill that are communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and also creativity in each individual. One of the materials that are effective and highly recommended to teaching English is through poetry. As stated by Dipa and Ilan Kumaran, poetry in literature is a form that uses strong words meaning and also different levels of language quality. And the things that makes poetry can be developing forces skill in students is because what is taught in poetry is really complex. Therefore, good planning is also needed so that learning objective that are for developed students forces skill can be achieved. Okay, that's all for me. And for the next slide will be presented by Ferry. Thank you.
Okay, Nia, thank you. So, lesson plan. There are three aspects that we use to achieve learning goals. The first is learning objectives, second, learning media, tools, and learning sources, and the third is learning steps. So, I will explain the learning objectives. So, learning objectives, students are expected to achieve the first, students are able to understand the definition of poetry and types of poem. Second, students are able to identify rhyming words in poems with attention to the rules in each type of poem. And the third, students are able to create their own poems. And the next aspects will explain by Ola.
Okay, thank you, Ferry. So now I will explain about the learning media, tools, and also the learning sources. For the first, the learning media, we will use Zoom meeting and also quizzes application. Zoom meeting application will help us to study by virtual, and also we need to use quizzes to follow the question and answer session on the Wheels activity. Then for the tools, we will use handphone or laptop to access the application. And for the last, for the learning sources, the teacher will use the PowerPoint and also YouTube for or to explain the material to the student so the student can understand more about the material. That's all about me. The next will be presented by Christine. Time is yours.
Thank you. The learning step, which is pre-activity, In the pre-activity, the teacher will open the learning activity, start with the teacher, grade, and ask student to pray through a Zoom meeting, and check the student attendance through the Google form, and explain the learning objective. After that, we move into the second step, that is the whiles activity. To here, students are given a short explanation on slide material of poetry to a Zoom meeting, which is in the slide. Teacher gives a short video of explanation one type of poems, limericks. After that, student watch the short video about the limericks and take a note of some important points, and then the teachers show and explain again in detail contained of the learning video. After that, students observe the material about the limericks in the slide through Zoom meeting, and then students are given several examples of the limericks on the slide, then analysis the limerick together with the teacher through the Zoom meeting. After that finish, students are given exercise using quizzes application by the teachers. Okay, the next will presented by Wawan.
Okay, thank you. The steps of playing rhyming sounds with limericks are: first, students are given the links and code of quizzes on the Zoom meeting chat. Second, every student join the quizzes at the same time. Third, teacher will start the quizzes after all students already joined. Fourth, students will choose and answer several questions that associated with limericks. Fifth, after all students finish answering the questions, teacher will give the results and announce the rank in the Zoom meeting. 6. In that section, teacher will allow students to give the reasons and explanation about their answer. 7. Students who participate the section will get 1 point from the teacher. 8. Students will take notes of the discussion regarding the results of their works from the self. Next is post-activity. First, a teacher and students conclude the material about poetry through Zoom application. Second, the teacher provides the opportunity for students to ask questions related to things they do not understand. Third, the teacher gives information about the next topic that will be discussed at the next meeting. Fourth, the teacher ends the session by praying and saying goodbye to students through the Zoom application. Okay, the materials will be concluded by Jyoti.
Okay, thank you, Alan. So the conclusion of our presentation is um, the four skills that students needed is already included in our lesson plan. And for example, students' communication skills can be honed through analysis discussion on limericks in poetry, and also students' critical thinking skills can be honed through several exercise or activity that already designed by the teachers. So that's all about the conclusions. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you for your attention, and that's all about our presentation. I hope this presentation will helpful for you guys, and see you.